Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for having me.
What?
Oh, I don't know, bro. You're welcome. Man, the chat's cooking me about my hairline now.
Let's take a look at
I'm
this.
out.
This
I'm
was
just
for
not gonna talk.
This was for
It was.
charity.
It's for
It was.
charity.
It's for
Yeah,
charity.
nobody
No, that's
can roast
fine.
you
This
too
wasn't
much.
for
Although
It's
you
fine.
should just clean it up. Like, it's pretty
Oh no,
patchy.
I did this myself. I know. I'm gonna go to a barber
You
after
got
this and
after the
actually
show,
do
you
it.
got
Yeah.
lined up?
Someone said you look like a convict.
Nah, he got the Batman logo,
Well,
bro.
American hairlines, bro. Potentially worse.
Look like I just broke out of prison.
What's
Came
up?
here to do the Mobcast, and I'm
Michael
going back
Scofield.
afterwards.
All right. Well, speaking of charity, Fwiz, yesterday, guys, a lot of you saw we had a big charity stream brought to you by Gamers Outreach for a lot of kids around the nation, and Fwiz over here is on the board of directors, and we should talk about that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
I
that. I didn't know that either.
That's all right.
That is new news to all of us. I never
Guys, where have you been, man?
Not here.
Yeah, so actually, why don't you tell me about what you all did yesterday
okay.
first?
So
and then we could chime in on Gamers Outreach,
You
maybe.
want to talk about our incentives that we had to do?
Yeah, because I saw you guys were roasting K-pop, and it turned into like.
Oh,
I feel like I missed some of it, so like a
Talking
5 minute
about the
overview.
K-pop. I
Yeah,
had to eat.
around the
No,
table.
first I had to eat a chocolate thing that was hot. What was it? It was like 2 million,
2.2 million
Scoville units or something.
How did it go for you? Yeah.
I ate some of it too.
He ate some too.
And then Walsh
How was it the
ate
next day?
And then Walsh ate
This morning
Yeah.
was really bad.
I bet. Well, that's.
I was telling him about it.
Hopefully, it was a good threshold that you had to get to eat that. Was that like
15,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
50. That's definitely warranted.
It was worth it.
It was for the kids.
Hey, for
Nah.
the kids.
But
Talk
that
about
BTS.
the whole BTS thing is at $5,000 on the charity thing. We were supposed to tweet something crazy,
Yeah.
and we were just kind of winging it because we had no idea what we were gonna tweet. And then we were like, oh wow, let's go at BTS or some shit. That'll be.
It's
'cause
always
you know
it's
how they
always
are.
Twitter gold when you do that.
Yeah, you know how they are. They're gonna eat
Yeah.
it up. It's gonna go crazy and stuff. And it did. It went #1 trending, and then a bunch of the K-pop fans, they were coming into a stream and like, hey, we know why you did it. Even though we didn't like it, it's still for a good cause, so we're willing to help and like donate and stuff like that.
That was cool.
Yeah, that part
There
was
had to
cool.
be some that like definitely didn't get the memo.
Oh no.
Yeah,
There was a lot.
great.
There was a lot of people like that.
So another good day for the mob on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was
Undefeated.
There were some bad moments on Twitter yesterday. But it was mostly
So
good.
did you? So would you? So like Nate Shot did a stream, and then you guys all streamed, and then collectively 100 Thieves as an organization raised 50,000, or how did you guys?
Collectively, we raised
108.
Yeah, 108.
108,000.
Wow.
Nate Shot did 20. We did like
No, Nature did 50.
no 50. We
yeah.
did 20.
Yeah.
Valkyrie,
Yeah, she
We
did
got
well. I
like
saw she
30,
tweeted as well.
32. Yeah,
It
it was
was
just
a
a
whole
bunch.
process.
and then
throughout the-
Brooke did 13.
And then
like,
you guys it went to St. Jude's and Gamers Outreach, like a split, or how did you guys?
No.
How did you do the charities?
Ours just for Gamers Outreach.
Yeah.
St. Jude
We
was like
didn't do that.
Valkyrie's own kind
Got
of
it.
thing.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
collectively, those were the two organizations you guys supported.
Yeah,
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 it was
that
dope.
was our
Honestly,
first ever
like charity
legitimate
stream.
charity
Yeah.
stream. Yeah.
It was
felt good.
and
It was fun.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
Those will put some gaming carts in hospitals. Like there's like 700 of them now across a couple hundred hospitals. So that's a
Dude, that's
you guys like that's like meaningful impact.
no,
Hey,
that's
if
like
you guys
that,
are
that
here-
was when they
If you
told
guys
us
are here,
about
give yourself
that.
a pat on the back.
Yeah, you definitely
So,
should.
Give yourself a pat on the back if you guys contributed yesterday.
So all those, I'm like, do you all like all those gaming carts go to like pediatric hospitals in the United
Yeah.
States? And so like if you're in a long extended stay in the hospital as a kid, you get to get these gaming carts roll around. So it's huge, man.
No,
It's a
that's-
good contribution.
That makes a
So
big
how did
appreciate all
you
that makes a
like,
huge
get involved
difference.
with that?
So 5 years ago, I've known Zach Weigel, who's the founder of Gamers Outreach and the CEO, like
He
an
put out a great tweet.
incredible
He
dude.
put out like a really
we saw
nice
his,
tweet after.
Yeah, he's an amazing dude. He's dedicated pretty much like his whole adulthood to charity. And so Gamers Outreach, he started with a LAN tournament in Michigan, and then kind of evolved into the gaming carts. I got involved because I have Crohn's disease, so I had surgery when I was like 10 years old. Was in the hospital for like 5 weeks, and they had a Super Nintendo cart that they rolled around. But there was one of them in the hospital, so you'd get it for like 10 minutes, and then that shit would be like gone. Right? You just see it down the hallway, and it just like keeps getting further and further away. And so like the highlight of the day was waiting for the Super Nintendo card. This might sound crazy to you guys, but like Game Boy was pretty much it, right? So with the Switch and internet and all of that, like it wasn't the same.
Game
right?
Boy was nice.
Yeah.
That's where we
It
started.
was.
That's where we started. Is
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Yeah, which like that's like a 1980s product. I'm pretty
Game
sure.
Boy Advance.
Yeah.
I had the Game
Well,
Boy
Advance, yeah,
Advance.
with color and
yeah.
Yeah.
You zoomer.
But that's how I got involved. He knew my story, and basically it was like that was a great moment for me when I was younger. So it was like a natural way to just get involved and help him. So, but he, the gaming community. First of all, is like the most charitable community there is, and they rally around like no other.
Yeah.
Like Matt Pat raised over $1 million like a couple weeks ago on YouTube as well. I mean, it's like the gaming community, gaming creators really, really rally around charitable initiatives. So that was awesome.
Lupo.
Yeah,
I mean,
Lupo's insane.
a legend.
Yeah, that's like
Lupo's a legend.
We
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it so
Yeah,
much.
I think he's kind of like an inspiration for everybody in that regard. Yeah, he's done an incredible job. We could probably have a whole another segment just on that.
It's like all the time too. Like he's just always got like a charity stream going. Like you don't even like think about it. He's on the timeline. The next like, oh yeah, another charity streamer raised like $400,000
It's
or
insane.
something.
That thing he said about like staying on Twitch so you get more viewers for
Yeah.
charity
Yeah,
streams.
yeah,
Like
that
that's
was
yeah,
a good idea.
that's
like
actually-
he really meant that because like he came here, he told us that before the thing dropped, and
Yeah.
it was like you could tell he meant it.
Yeah,
That's
he's
not
like
just him
genuine.
bullshitting.
Oh yeah, no,
It's like there's a lot of people that bullshit, but
I think with how it's very clear how dedicated to the cause he's been, and how much of that is like an integral part of what he is and what he does. Yeah, he's that dude's an absolute legend. All right, so what are we on to next, guys?
Well, so I mean, we're all content creators. We just moved
Oh,
out here
aspiring.
to aspiring.
Aspiring.
Aspiring,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We like
Yeah.
to just do stuff on camera.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that you also started as a content creator. As
I
well.
did,
You
I
weren't-
did, I
This
did,
wasn't
I
always
did.
just business. Fwiz.
Google.
I
YouTube,
know.
so-
They just really
There
sucked
was a
out
streamer. You
yeah,
gotta
it's
tell
all
us
corporate
about,
now.
You have to tell us about the streamer side of things. Streamer Fwiz, the OG days. Like I'm talking
I mean, how
game
far do
battles.
I gotta go back? Like when you guys were
09,
children? back?
09,
Yeah.
2010 back. Yeah, I know the dates. I know the dates.
You guys disagree?
Oh, we know you know the dates, boo. That's a minute ago.
Yeah, I think so. So when I actually started was I was playing. I got into Counter-Strike competitively very young. CPL was absolute trash at it, and then Call of Duty 4 came around and got really into it. And that's when I found game battles and started playing all the time on game battles. Started getting really into competitive. The thing to know is there was really no esports around Call of Duty. It was actually kind of comical because even if you wanted to do it, there was no LAN infrastructure in the game to even go live and do LAN tournaments. So whenever you wanted to do a Call of Duty tournament, you actually had to run an internet connection. When you do these MLG events, running an internet connection, especially 10 years ago, super expensive cost, right? And especially if you try to do it at scale with all these games. But Call of Duty 4 is a massive success. It was starting to see like Halo was taking over it. Halo was like MLG's baby. It was really professionalized. It's what everyone aspired to, right?
It was so fun.
And so I'm like, not really. There's no really tournament infrastructure. A lot of the guys that were really good at Call of Duty were young, right? So you start to think like this is Nate Shot coming on the scene, like Felonies, Sharp, Moho, like all these Hastro,
Was
Rambo, Big Timer, right? JCap actually even as well. So they obviously all these guys are very young at the time too. I mean, I want to say like, Matt's like 15, 16 at the time competing, right? And I looked at it kind of as an opportunity where it's like, I'm a sophomore in college at the time or freshman in college, whatever it is. And I'm like, I got to do something other. I got to figure out how this becomes a career for me. And so, you saw Chris Puckett doing Halo. It's like, this is, I'll be the Call of Duty guy, right? It seemed like a very natural fit. And so started with, we got Logitech webcams. And
brother.
we hung up like a red cloth, and Hashra hung up a blue cloth, and we just streamed to Skype. They grabbed our Skype video feeds in, and we joined as spectators, and we started commentating over the tournaments. And that's how Call of Duty esports started.
Wow.
Do you remember Skype, bro?
Yes,
No one
dude.
used
It's so like when I wasn't commentating, I was like the head of online tournaments for game battles, and so we would host these Call of Duty tournaments, and everybody was playing them. So that was the cool thing. Couldn't do LAN, but everybody could play in these online tournaments and get it going, and it was awesome, man. And then finally, PlayStation sponsored it for Modern Warfare 2, so I started actually getting paid to commentate, and the rest is kind of history. But that's how it all started. And then my big break was Call of Duty 4 National Championship 2004, which I believe it was Extravagant versus Envy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hasher was supposed to be coaching the Call of Duty team and then had to sub in and play in that tournament. And so
This is an OG
those two
story.
played, and remember, God, what was the game? One of the game modes.
I've never
Dem-
played.
I was Demolition, or one of the ones that takes forever. And
Demolition is the greatest game
Sabotage.
I've ever put in Call of Duty.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it might have been Sabotage. So the game keeps going on, and it's like fear playing, and finally we were like, we just hope to get on the main stage for ESPN 3, and we finally got up there, and it was me, Chris Puckett, that commentated that, and that was the first time there was like a real
ESPN
broadcasted MLG event.
This is.
These
These are the
Yeah.
origin stories.
Yeah, the origin
This
stories,
is
dude.
before we were all around, too.
Bro,
What
we
did it
were,
feel
we were
like?
like
I told you
8,
that-
9 years old during all this.
I've never played COD 4.
Yeah, when were you born?
Really?
Yeah, I've never played
Never
Call of
went
Duty.
Well, that explains a lot of your like, which
I'll-
Call of Duty is the best.
Black Ops 2.
Yeah,
the greatest Call of
I
Duty
don't
of all.
even know about that. And I'm not.
What's
really-
your favorite Call of Duty of all
Call of
time?
Duty 4.
See, Call of
Yeah,
Duty
I can't
4.
argue.
I came on
Yeah.
to the COD 4 scene when it was just like everyone just hacking now, and it's like everyone's 10 prestige lobbies, and like it's not like genuine fun.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did one of the 10th.
I did. Oh yeah, I did. I used to.
I didn't give a shit.
You know, like
I saw those gold crosses. I was big mad,
dude. You know, like Seven Sins or like the tech game.
Yeah.
Dude, I would run those forums all the time.
Yeah.
It was a bad time.
Forums, man. Do you remember all that? It was like a different time.
Black Ops 1 Wagers was a good time in Call of Duty.
Black Ops 1 Wagers.
That-
Wager matches,
that was
I
fun
took
as
those
fuck.
so serious.
Yeah.
It was like
That's what you
$1.
guys all
One
got
in the
into
chamber
that.
wager matches on Black Ops 1.
Ooh, one in the
Hours,
chamber was my
hours.
shit, bro.
hours a
Oh
day.
my god.
Yeah, I don't.
That was so fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring that back.
Did you buy the new Halo, like the old Halo or the new Halo on PC?
I didn't. Is it good? Is it run
fun.
well?
The Reach
Yeah, I
is
haven't had a
fun,
chance
yeah.
to play it. Yeah. I saw a lot of people downloaded it.
So you
Yeah.
were one of the first Twitch streamers, or was it Justin TV streamers partnered ever
okay.
on a platform?
So,
That is
Wait,
OG.
first
by
explain
the
what
way, I
Justin
love that
TV is.
picture of
Oh,
you guys.
for those of you who don't know, wait.
Yeah,
He
there's
loves the picture.
there's
egg
one in
on
the
there, right?
bathroom.
Yeah, we
Explain it.
showed him that.
So Justin TV
Yeah.
was just pretty much essentially Twitch before Twitch, right?
It was. So I
that like
moved.
a good
I moved out to
experience?
LA in beginning of 2010. So kind of right after the Call of Duty stuff, and took a job at Machinima, and we lived in Optic J, Diesel, and I all lived in an apartment together, working for Machinima, and then C Nanners and Hutch lived close by, and we would play Black Ops 1. We were streaming on Justin TV on my channel. But we had a really cool like LAN setup at the house, and so we would basically drink and play video games all night, and that's like what we did on Justin TV, and it'd be fun. And there'd be like 100 people watching, and you'd be ecstatic over that. And then so when Justin spun off into Twitch TV, they kind of partnered their like their first kind of stable of rosters. Day 9 was in there, I was in there, and a couple other creators. Actually, DJ Wheat was probably in there as well. And so. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I mean, I really enjoyed streaming. It was fun, and especially when you're doing it kind of like this. When you have like 4 other guys playing with you, it's even more fun. You don't have to carry it by yourself, and
Oh,
it's a lot more entertaining.
Having a group has made this whole process like infinitely
It's-
more fun.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I would have been able to do like all this.
I would definitely. Yeah, I would not be.
That would have been boring as hell.
Yeah.
Imagine just sitting by
Bro,
yourself in
oh
a house.
God, dude.
It-
I respect streamers who move out on their own and all that. do
For sure.
everything by themselves because we've never
It's the
known that.
hustle.
Yep.
We've never known that.
Yep. No, it's fun. I mean,
that.
playing with the guys and all that was great times, man. And then obviously Black Ops 1 was it was a good game, man. I mean, there was better ones after it, that's for sure.
So Nate Shot tweeted that Black Ops 1 was the worst Call of Duty of all time.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
that's a terrible
how do you
tweet.
feel
That's
about
a
that
very
tweet?
bad tweet.
I think it's a really misinformed tweet.
That game was so good. That game was.
It was a great game. It was paramount in ushering in like the next era of Call of Duty esports. I understand like the overpowered FAMAS in that game like really ruined the esports mechanics from time to time.
FAMAS Ops 1. That's
Yeah,
what everyone calls it.
which
Nah.
it was, but I don't
Commando.
know.
Commando
It was
was
pretty
great.
reckless to say that's the worst Call of Duty of all time when there are things like Call of Duty 3 that's out there. Yeah.
Well, I've.
You didn't
so
miss
I
out.
don't know.
You
All
didn't
right,
miss out.
good.
You
I'm
didn't
glad.
miss out. Yeah,
I'm
you
glad.
guys definitely need to go back and play Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 though.
So you got. You
I
think,
lived on MW2.
Okay,
yeah,
so at
I
least
lived
one
on
of you.
you think that
Yeah.
COD 3 was worse than all the jetpack CODs? Every single one of them?
COD 3 was the worst Call of Duty yet.
COD 3. I've
You
never
never
played
played
it. Yeah,
Wait.
I never played that.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought COD 4 was the first one, but
COD 4 was the
that
first. like,
doesn't make any sense.
Call of Duty
It's
2
COD 4.
Call of Duty 2 was pretty incredible like from a multiplayer perspective. That's like what a lot of like Hector and Diesel and Hutch really got hooked on that game.
I have like a personal, just since we're talking about COD and stuff.
Sorry,
and like
yeah.
you used to work
I
at
went on a
MLG. You used to work at MLG. I don't know if you can talk about it, but like, what was like the biggest like not struggle while you were working at MLG, but like issues that they ever had, like working there, like behind the scenes.
I mean, I worked there for a while because you think about I went there. I worked there
yeah.
before and then after Machinima, so before YouTube. MLG was awesome, man, because think about it. They were raising money to like usher in a new era of Western esports, and so the problem that they had is you just kind of go through all the tough learning experiences because there wasn't many things to draw from, right? And so the mistakes they made were just a company that's in this new business and trying to do new things. And so I think that is what the product was. So we should, I think it's awesome that MLG did all of these things and established it for many other companies after it. The pivot into MLG TV and launching live streaming was probably late, right? Like I was on that project as well. In hindsight, it was probably too late to try to really like compete with not only Twitch, but any live streaming player in the space. And so I think their heart was in the right place of let's try to bring, esports together, Call of Duty together. Like let's have this one-stop destination where you can consume all Call of Duty esports, whether it's the players or tournaments. That's great from a discoverability standpoint and people trying to watch it. It's just really hard to scale up to where Twitch was from a product perspective and then pivot your team into doing a bunch of physical events all year round and online tournaments to like building a live streaming platform.
Oh, yeah.
Twitch was really a powerhouse.
I also kind of have a personal question as well. So late 2009, early 2010, I think you said, is when you had a big decision. You had like a quarter left in college, and you had to decide if you were going to leave college or stay and finish or pursue gaming. And that's literally the exact same situation that I was faced with.
Yeah.
My junior year finished. This whole opportunity arose. And this is what would have been my senior year in college, but I had to make the decision to come out here as well. So what did your parents think? Like, what did you think? How did that unfold?
With it being it was tough. I mean, it was tough. Yeah. So it was my last quarter. Machinima had offered me a full-time job to be the community manager for them, which is like, out of college was the dream job from a games industry perspective. Yeah. It's like Machinima was blowing up on the rise. What a cool brand at the time. And so I kind of just it wasn't a hard decision for me to make. They basically were like, look, we want to hire you at some point. This role just won't be around. We need it now. We're growing fast. We can't wait 6 months for you. Yeah, so, I mean, it is, but it wasn't hard to make. I'm like, why am I in college? I'm in college right now to get a great education so I can go out and get a job that I love to do. That's the job that I love to do just came a little bit earlier than finishing college. My mom was all right because she knew how much I really wanted to focus on getting a job in the games industry, and she was really helpful and productive in that regard and very supportive. She didn't love that I was dropping out.
Same with mom.
But I told her, like, Mom, I'm going to, I'll finish in a year or so.
That's what I said.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
It sounds so familiar.
Here's the thing, though. You got to go finish. Yeah, now, that's also hypocritical. I never went back and finished. So we'll go together. Let's go do our last quarter together.
Google executive is what you're saying.
Yes.
It'll be fine.
I'm just saying it doesn't always work out that way. There was a perfect storm for allowed it to be happening. But I think you and I, this is a brilliant idea. Why don't we go back and finish together?
We go back and for a little.
You and I go to school for our last quarter.
Fwiz and Avalanche
Yes.
go back to school.
Yes. Yes. Are you kidding? The thing practically pays for itself. We could finish at Harvard, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Dude, that would be.
Listen.
Harvard.
Hey, but you got
There's
Harvard
something
money.
to this.
He'll take care of it.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
No,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. We'll stay in the dorms together for our last quarter. Yeah. But that's my story on that. Yeah.
How is LA? You like living here?
I love LA. I love LA. I mean, look, I'm from Cleveland, and I've lived in Cleveland, Columbus for Ohio State, and Los Angeles. So, what I know as far as like relative to those other cities, which I love to death, as you all know, but LA is amazing. It's all kind of what you make of it as well, though, too. I mean, there's a lot of different cities, a lot of different cultures, where you live, who you're hanging out with, what you're going and doing. That took me a couple years to kind of figure that out, right? It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of
But it's always sunny.
It's always sunny.
And I'll tell you, man, it's like because it's a perpetual summer, man. I've been here, like I said, 10 years, and it feels like 2 years have gone.
It's
by.
weird. I saw Courage's tweet where he was like, it's like it's weird living here. It's like I'm wearing shorts, and then I see like a Christmas tree and like a
Yeah,
window.
yeah, that is
and,
weird.
like,
It takes
I'm
time.
from New York, so like I'm like, where's the snow at? And it's
You'll
like,
go home for Christmas to your family
Yeah,
and stuff. That'll be enough. Trust me, man. You go home, you
I'm
see,
excited.
yeah, you get the snow, all that stuff, and then you'll be like, get me the hell out of here.
True.
Actually,
Yeah.
for all the viewers that don't know, Fwiz travels a lot. There's a lot of traveling going on. What's like the best destination you've ever been to in your life?
And you travel in
For
style,
work
too,
or
Bob.
personal?
I've seen
Personal.
Personal. Just
But
like
you
somewhere where
yeah.
you would like,
I'd
where
say
you were like,
Bora
holy.
Bora and Bali have been my two favorite like personal destinations to go to.
Where's Bora Bora?
I don't even
I don't know
know.
what that
I don't
is,
even
like
know
a-
what that is.
The French Polynesia, keep going past Hawaii. Yeah, it's even further west than that. Yeah.
You just keep
Like,
going.
I'm trying to think of that
nice
on like a
and
map.
Super expensive.
It's like west.
Just
west
very
lower.
far away from
What
here. is
what
he
over
said.
there was like, just
Dude,
the
I mean,
islands.
it's
Like it was just like the
tropical
sites.
paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do the Google images on it, man. You'll know why. Yeah, I mean, it's clear, warm water. You're just in paradise. Just drink and hang out in the ocean.
I think
It's
I
just
saw
absolute
Team
bliss.
and go there. It's the one with like the huts outside
Yeah.
by,
Yes,
by the
over
ocean.
water.
Yeah.
Man, that's I think it doesn't get better than that. To be honest with you, I think like that's it. That's peak.
That's
That's
like
peak
goals
summer
one day.
vacation. That's gold. Yeah. So
I'll take you to
from
Bora
work though, I've traveled all over crazy places for work. Most recently, I went to Mumbai in India, and that was awesome. The first time in India, it was a
That's
great
sick.
visit.
Have you
Yeah.
been to Dubai?
I've been to Dubai. I love Dubai. It's really really hot.
Is the hype real about it? Like everyone's like Dubai.
Yeah,
I mean, it's overhyped.
Yeah.
But it's still great. It was still awesome.
Did you
It's definitely
fly?
overhyped.
So
Yeah, it is.
But
did
it's
you-
awesome.
Did you fly like Emirates?
Yes, Emirates is the go-to on the way. in. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very jealous.
I
Fly
am
business
jealous.
Emirates into Dubai. It'll change your life.
I'm sure it will.
But the mall there is insane. It's got like every kind of luxury store. There are fun things to go out and party there. I mean, it's a pretty interesting place, man, and it is quite literally in the middle of a desert. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
one question here. It's,
Yeah.
You've been on Twitter with the boys for a long time now.
I thought about that actually right over.
Who is your favorite Twitter account from
Don't
back
do this.
in the day? From the boys, I'm talking like the Tommies, the Ace stuff. Billy.
Yeah.
You said he was gonna
Billy.
say that.
Billy.
You said he'd say that.
Billy.
Billy lives on a
Tiger
boat.
Woods memes.
Yes.
Yes.
Tiger
Yes.
Woods.
Yes. Billy.
Dude, that's amazing.
Tommy was pretty good though.
He literally called it.
Is
Yeah.
Tommy in jail? Is he okay? Is he
He's in
Colombia.
He's in
Tommy's
Colombia.
doing some wild shit.
Tommy's
in
getting
Colombia.
heartbroken by girls right now.
Tommy's in Medellin right now, just drinking up the
He's
storm
on the
and living
run?
life.
Bro,
Yeah.
every day he tweets out, "Oh man, I'm never drinking again."
And then the next
same
night
I'm drunk.
I'm drunk, boys.
You're gonna do that for many years, man.
Yeah.
I do that almost on a weekly basis.
Colombia.
No,
Yeah.
but you've been around the
Billy was the man.
You've been
though.
around the Twitter community for a while.
I have.
A lot of y'all may not know that, but he's been like in the whole like mob community before it was even.
Yeah, hashtag
the
one of
mob
us.
Yeah.
He's like,
That was it. That was it. That's where it started.
One of
Yeah.
us, dude.
No, you guys can rally the Twitter gaming community like no other.
While we're on
The fact that you all got verified,
Hey,
I think is a
dude.
testament to that. I don't know what Rishi's doing over there, but
Rishi, we love you, Rishi. We love you.
jeez,
After
man.
after last
Quite
night's
reckless with
after
that.
last
last
night's BTS.
Yeah.
I got a text like, "What y'all doing?"
I hate you so
I
much.
was like,
Last night
I got a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's true. There's probably a new responsibility with the verification.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Responsibility to make
All right,
shit more
we're
fun.
Great power.
we're on the topic of the greatest app of all time, that is Twitter. But what's your favorite current meme? We have to address this. You're on the Mobs podcast. We gotta know your favorite meme on the internet right now.
This man's like, whoa.
You gotta
He's like, oh.
meme, video, doesn't matter.
Some boomer meme.
What?
Some I'm like Baby Yoda, baby Yoda, Baby Yoda, the boomer
I
meme.
tweeted you Baby Yoda with a Modelo in his hand.
Honestly, with the account that I basically do Twitter download all those videos and send is basically anything that's like Stephen A. Smith related. Yeah, because he's just got such a deep bench of
He's got a
video
thick ear for
content.
everything.
Yes,
Mostly
quite
just
honestly.
reaction
And there's
videos are perfect.
Oh, they're the best. There's a Stephen A. Smith like meme account that's already kind of aggregated all these
Yeah, I
videos.
saw
I'm
that,
stealing
and it's
everything from that account.
Yeah,
Steals
I
everything.
followed
Yeah,
that account. I
that
followed
counts
them.
big.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying dub. Everyone's saying dub.
I mean, it is a dub.
Common W. All right. Well, should we get to the pressing questions?
I mean, it's not
Pressing
pressing. It's
questions.
not pressing.
Boys, it's not a half hour.
I have some pressing questions I want to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
This is.
No, look, man. Bring the pressing question.
Who's better at golf, you or Nate Shot?
Okay, so
I knew you.
That was your pressing question.
my pressing
Everyone in the chat's like maybe YouTube,
know.
Google related.
it's easy for me to say me because I know Matt's not going to watch this.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right.
Not wrong at all.
So actually, here's my golfing story. Matt, so I never really played golf. I played, maybe when I was real young, like messed around, but like 6, 7 years old. So I haven't really played. Matt, all these nights out, going out, was like, Ryan, you gotta golf. And I was just like, dude, I'm not.
Wait, he got you into golf?
Yes. So he, for over like 2 years, every time we're going out drinking, he's always like, come on, you got to go golf with us. So what I said is Tiger Woods was playing in the Masters, and I bet on Tiger Woods to win the Masters. And I said, if Tiger Woods wins, I'll take this money and I'll go buy golf clubs and lessons, and I'll go out and play. Tiger Woods ended up winning that, which is ridiculous because I can't believe he won that. And so I go out and I buy a set of golf clubs. And this is like, 7 months ago or whatever? I buy a set of golf, and I take 12 lessons. And then I go out with the guys. Yeah, dude, when you don't know how to golf at all, let me tell you.
Bro, I've never done 12 of anything.
You're not even going to get 12 of these podcasts done. Yeah. And yeah, I took 12 lessons because when you're playing with those guys, you can't just go out there and start hacking at the ball.
Yeah.
You got to know how to play, man. I mean, Shibby's a scratch golfer. He's like incredible, right? So I went out and that's how I've been golfing. Now, fast forward, let me tell you why Matt sucks, even though I haven't beaten him. Matt is now, I'm only losing to Matt by like 3 or 4 strokes the last couple of times we played, which means I'm going to take him out, most likely before the year's out, if not in January. And that'll be pretty sad because he's played his whole life, and in 7 months, I'm going to beat him. So stay tuned.
We should live stream this.
I will.
Live stream.
Yeah, so
boys, I did it.
Nate Shot's going down. I think I got him in the next 4 weeks. I mean, I have him on the ropes right now. On the ropes. If I didn't have too many claws last time, I probably would have had him.
You got him all
The
pumped,
3 or 4 putt on the 18th is what got me.
Claws,
Yeah, so I think I'm going to start drinking LaCroix and just keep feeding him claws, and I'll have him beat in no time.
Bro,
So there you go. That was a good pressing question.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what LaCroix is. Is that like a fancy people drink?
Is it
It's
just
a
sparkling water?
fancy people sparkling water.
okay.
It's White Claw without alcohol.
Oh, the
Yeah.
LaCroix thing.
Well,
And
Crocs is.
Well, I guess.
I'm gonna stick to calling it LaCroix.
in the shop.
Yeah. Maybe it's LaCroix, but I don't think it's Croix or whatever you said. LaCroix.
Anyway,
Yep.
because you obviously work with Google and YouTube, did you have any like input on the YouTube Rewind this year?
YouTube Rewind.
Yeah.
Let's talk
2019.
about it.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's talk about it.
First, how was 2018? What happened there?
So 20. Look, here's how you gotta look at YouTube. If you look at the body of work that team has done for YouTube Rewind over the year, they have a great tracking record. Okay, I think as YouTube has gotten a lot bigger, it's really hard to please everybody and make sure that you're celebrating all the creators from all around the world and celebrating the audience from all around the world. And so I think it's very clear that we missed the mark in 2018. I think what we tried to do in 2019 was say, okay, let's actually look at it more from a factual standpoint of who did the best from most views and what were the most liked videos and what were the top games, kind of remove some of that subjectivity out of it and making sure that there was global representation. I think obviously the feedback, it was better than 18, but there's probably still a lot for us to improve upon. And so we'll see what next year looks like. I'm happy because gaming is well represented in it. I thought it was great to really talk about like the games and how many views they've done because gaming has had its like biggest year ever on YouTube, and it was fun to see that part of it celebrated. People like Laserbeam, Courage JD coming over, right? So yeah, so I think it was that's kind of like my thoughts on it.
Honestly, if you guys mix 2018 and 2019, that could be like it. Like analytics with, because 2018 as like it got feedback, it was still like creative. Like it was like a good.
Maybe I talked to Susan about the mob producing
Get me
it
on the phone. Yeah, get
in 2020.
When we get director's chairs.
Yeah, we get you guys director's chairs. Yes.
Our 10,000 subscriber chicken nugget ass.
Yeah, I love it. Let's think
Susan
through this. We have some time.
We can make the best
lawn
one.
chairs.
Oh, wait. I want to ask this one. This is just a fun question. Who is the most famous person? Who are the top 3 most famous people in your contacts? in your phone contact right now. Because you might make my top 3 right now.
Bro, he's about to hit us
we
with
got
Bill
Obama. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm so,
I believe. I would believe it.
Yo, your eyes
He said
shot
that,
at
I
it.
believe
You're
it.
like,
I
Can we
believe it.
call
Can we FaceTime Obama?
The 3 most famous, probably Susan. I mean, Google started in her garage, so
That's
she's
pretty
probably
famous.
up there.
Susan's pretty cool.
Probably Scooter. And I mean Ninja, to be honest with you, he's mainstream now.
Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, he just went on
And,
balls with
and,
Kevin Hart.
and Nate shot number 4. Yeah, but I think
Hey, we got that one.
Hey, wait, take it.
was that your top? Was that your top 3 numbers? No, yeah.
We
was
totally
your
have
top?
something
We
like that.
totally have Ninja's number.
Scooter is the
That's
coolest.
the cool.
Yeah. So that's probably top 3 in the celebrity Rolodex on my phone. Yeah. Let's call 3 of them right now.
We should.
No, I'm just kidding. I want to have a job
loves
after this
us.
podcast.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but Nate shot FaceTime me this morning looking for his wallet. So
Wow.
Some things never change.
Damn. Y'all are like best friends now. That's crazy.
You kiss him goodbye.
All right.
I was watching like the podcast with Nate Shot.
Yeah.
Courage.
Yeah.
And one thing I was wondering, like, why did you choose the business side of all of this instead of like sticking to being a content creator?
It's actually that's a really good question. So I had this time when I was doing Twitch and working at Machinima and doing commentary gigs. I was making a pretty decent income across the 3. And then uploading on YouTube as well, like highlights basically of my Twitch streams. I think it was for me. I just thought about I was having more fun learning and developing on the business side, and felt like I could have a bigger impact on the ecosystem from the business side. And that's just basically. It came down to just not enough hours in the day. So I'd work a full-time job. I'd stream like 5 or 6 hours, eat on stream, go to bed, and did that every single day. Yeah. And then I'd fly on the weekends to go commentate events. And at some point, when you're young, it's fine, you can do that. But then you're like, this is just too much. And then living in LA, you're like, life's just kind of passing you by. Right. And so it just was, I was like, I just can't do all of this. And so I stopped the streaming, focused on still commentating esports and doing Machinima. And it was cool because, like to that question, I have a tremendous amount of peace of mind about it, because I was at that point where like my income was split. Like my business job was 50% and that esports side and commentating stream was 50%. And that would have been the time to make the jump, right? And, you see some of these people get big contracts now, and like sometimes you're like, damn, like could that have been, right? But I'm so much more fulfilled, and I think my impact is so much greater on the business side, especially because it ended up working out being at YouTube. Right? Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that role and getting that job, I was like,
really
okay, this was the right decision.
Well.
I think it went
fairly
well.
I think it went
pretty well, if I do say
So we're all proud of you.
That's kind of how I had to make the decision, though. But yes, I mean, I still definitely miss streaming sometimes. Yeah. That's why I'll like fire it up every once in a while, like my YouTube, and just like live stream just to kind of get it out there. Yeah. But it does remind me, I'm happy I chose the business side. It's just not for everybody, man. It's a lot to ask people to stream 10 hours a day, and like that's the commitment you have to. I mean, I was streaming, honestly, I was still being able to put like 30, 40 hours in a week while working full time.
Was this mostly Call of Duty too?
All Call of Duty.
All COD.
Yeah. And then my heyday on Twitch was Ghost, right? And I think that's where I was at the peak on the creator side, the commentator side.
Ghost,
yeah, and we just were playing S&D.
Ghost
That shit was
fun.
That shit was
so
so
was
much
it
fun.
Freight S&D?
I think Ghost
Freight
was,
24/7.
Yes, Ghost S&D is my favorite S&D to be honest with you.
100%.
Yeah.
I love when I go to defuse. I go defuse the bomb and it just doesn't defuse. Yeah,
Okay,
that was
well,
that was my favorite.
We don't
Once they
talk about
passed that
that
shit,
one.
that
We
was
don't
great.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Love to go.
That did suck though.
But the
And
S&D
that
in
took
that
a while
game
to
was
fix
amazing.
too. It took like a month. Yeah, it took a month to fix.
Side note, while we were between questions, we had like over 1,000 viewers for the past like maybe 20, 30
Amazing.
minutes.
Amazing.
I was gonna say drop a follow on the channel if you are new. That would be greatly appreciated.
free.
And obviously check out the panels below. Elgato's a goat. VBI.
They better
Alright.
get this channel partnered up after the stream as
Oh
well.
no,
too.
that's on our end. Kind of
Yeah.
like we've been.
Bakers so you didn't reply all, huh?
We're just
Makes
bums.
sense. All right.
shit like that one.
Yeah.
So let's. I mean.
Nah. Yeah, I had a question.
You got
Just
another
like
one.
YouTube regarding. Just for like anyone coming up on YouTube or like just trying to get their videos out there, do you actually have any tips on like how to maybe get like maybe tags or maybe like keeping content PG rated, or like how do you get a video out there?
No, I think look, if you're trying to aspiring gaming creator on YouTube, there's a couple things that you need to really keep in mind. One, you got to be doing it because you love it, right? Like yes, the end game might be that you make money and you have the opportunity to do it full time, but like you should definitely go into it with the mindset that this is something fun and I enjoy doing it and I'm fulfilled by doing so. Mm-hmm. Two, if you are going to get past that point and commit, you need to have consistent content uploads. Like people need to know what kind of content are you creating, when are you uploading that content, when do I think I can view that content, especially in the beginning, more so in the beginning as you build up your subscriber base. Third, I think you need to make sure you have good thumbnails, which is, I think obviously there's something subjective about good thumbnails, but keep in mind, like, look at what other people are doing and finding success with. How do you draw attention? How are you able to tell what's happening in the video when you do that? I think these are the things to focus on. And then also it's important to build out your other social media presence as well. See if there's collaborations, play with other people, look for different creators that are kind of similar to you, maybe similar in size, and try to work together. Because if you look at, especially a lot of it, like, a lot of the groups of creators kind of come up together and they all can help one another, whether that's on Twitch, whether that's on YouTube, Mixer, wherever it's at. And so being able to work like you guys are with a group is really important. And so if you don't have one, find it, and kind of like y'all found each other as well, right? And then formed it. And then, look, it led to ultimately being here and you're doing this stuff. So, yeah, that would be my tip. Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Yeah.
Write that down. Write that down. Somebody click that shit.
All right.
So you
want to go? I want to dive into like, all right, the real questions of like, so I want to know everything that you are thinking about this whole YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, contracts, people moving around, big paydays.
Yep.
What do you think about it all?
Look, I think it's great. I mean, you have to, first and foremost, it's amazing for the creators, right? I mean, it's amazing for the creators in a lot of ways. Like, one, outside of just, I think the fun thing to talk about is like securing the bag, sure. But I think what it does more than anything is you have the biggest tech companies in the world that all find a lot of value in gaming video. So one, I think that's great for all of us, including myself, that are in this space and invest in this space. I think Microsoft and Facebook and Amazon and Google and Tencent are all in this. And these are great companies that have great technology to be in this space. So I think it's great. I know I've been working with creators for 11 years. I know a ton of them, and I'm very happy for all of them, whether it's Lupo, staying on Twitch and announcing that stuff, or any of those guys, Ninja going to Mixer. I mean, I think it's great for them. And so I think kind of like all ships rise in this situation. Now, from a business side, like how I think about it, I think there's great value in the fact that kind of every gaming creator is a YouTube creator, right? To some extent, like they're all, like look at Dr. Disrespect. I think he's a big staple for Twitch, massive YouTube channel. Look at somebody like Ninja, has 20 million subscribers and he's a big streamer on Mixer. So I think I like from a personal standpoint, I like that I can continue to work with all creators, regardless of where they go and what they decide to do. It allows me to develop relationships with all of them, help them grow and flourish. And, their success on Twitch or Mixer or Facebook means success on YouTube for them as well. Right. So that's kind of how I think about it. Now, it's also really important that when users come to YouTube, that they feel like they can kind of access every gaming video. Do you want to watch an esports tournament? Do you want to watch a Minecraft uploaded video? Do you want to watch somebody live stream? And I felt like we needed to make sure that we got more US English-speaking streamers on the platform for that audience. We're doing a tremendous job globally, and live streaming is really big for us. And if you look at the charts, like some of the biggest live streamers in the world are on
India,
YouTube.
Like the mobile stuff.
Yeah,
I saw.
PUBG
Yeah,
Mobile.
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I think that explains people like Courage, coming over to the platform, and he's big YouTuber, has a lot of personality, very dynamic, and so that's kind of how I think about it. But I can assure you, Twitch, Mixer, Facebook Gaming, YouTube, all doing this is great, truly for everybody. I think we all win in this situation.
And do you think there's like more to come for YouTube streaming as far as like maybe
Yeah.
updating like the chat a little
Because
bit?
everyone always talks about
Yeah.
like the culture of Twitch, and like that's why I feel like a lot of people like remain on Twitch because of the
Yeah.
like the chat culture, the emotes, and everything.
Yeah, I think Twitch has Twitch has a great culture, and they've think about how great they were for esports and how much they leaned into hardcore gaming. And if you were a really big gamer, it was very easy to naturally identify with Twitch. I mean, that's like why I streamed on it and why I love the platform as well. I think with YouTube, because we're the biggest gaming platform in the world, period, with how many gamers come to YouTube every day, it is a little bit trickier building community and culture with that many different cultures, that many different backgrounds, that many different interests. So I think there's work for us to do on the community side and culture side, and I think that's like very fair feedback that we need to keep working on. To answer your question, we're all in on live, not just across gaming, but YouTube, right? I mean, we want people to come to YouTube and feel like I said, all the different video formats, and live streaming is a really important video format. So we have to keep doing better there. We have to do better for the creators, for esports organizations, figure out other ways for creators to monetize outside of just ads, build a sense of community and culture, hopefully empowering kind of creators to build their own emotes and own subcultures within will also help too. But yeah, I think it's fair. There's work to do there. But I'm really happy with the progress we've made in live gaming. And I think when I look, I looked at Stream Hatchet's report last month, and 9 of the 10 biggest live gaming events happened on YouTube last month. And a lot of the biggest live gaming streamers in the world, although not maybe known in the US or known to non-English or known to English speakers, are sitting on the platform. But yeah.
Laser beam from like
Dude,
Australia.
Yeah, Laser Beam's a shit.
From
I
like
think it's
Germany,
He's the
Brazil,
second biggest
that
creator
have-
on YouTube
they're insane.
this year based off
I've
views.
heard a lot about Laser Beam.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really-
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
I-
like a
like-
super cool
He was in
dude.
Fortnite
I've
Friday.
heard a lot.
Yeah,
I
you-
honestly had no idea that YouTube was that big in other countries like that. But
It's
then
huge.
I saw this list of like the biggest YouTubers in the world, and most of them were from
all around
Brazil,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Germany, everywhere. Like,
Let me just
it
read a
was
quick
insane.
comment.
And it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Hudson.
Hudson's the man.
Said we love Fwiz.
We love you, Hudson.
We love
Hudson, we love you.
Love
Hudson.
you,
Shout out
Hudson.
to EB.
Honestly, personally, I don't even see like YouTube. I feel like with like if you stream on it, you already have the VOD or the YouTube video, and it's a streaming. I just don't see like Mixer or those other platforms like even being in like it's YouTube and Twitch, honestly, like top 2.
Yeah, I mean, it
It's
depends. Like, I actually, so here's my thought on that. I mean, look at like Facebook Gaming's doing a great job in Latin America and with mobile gaming. So that you guys don't care about either one of those things, so it doesn't come out on your radar. But they're doing they're doing a great job with that community, right? And they're focused on that community. Mixer, there could be opportunities with Project xCloud and what Xbox does, and there could be really cool interactive things with the game and the streamer and the user. And so, I don't know. I wouldn't count anybody out. And I think all of these companies are smart in finding their angle and figuring out what their place is in the market. There's a lot of them. I mean, so we'll see. We'll see.
Should we talk a little bit about Google Stadia? Or didn't that?
We can talk about
Well,
Stadia.
That was
Look
last
at you.
month.
You just woke up. This guy was sleeping the last 10 minutes.
That was November, right?
Yeah,
The launch?
we just launched it last
Yeah,
month.
should
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
what it is. If you want, you can.
Yeah, so Google Stadia, essentially think about if you put an Xbox or PlayStation in the cloud. So no hardware actually physically around you. You play it in the cloud, right? And so this relies on great internet connectivity because you basically are sending a command from your controller into servers essentially in the cloud and you play the game. The benefit of doing that is you can play these high-end AAA games on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, wherever, right? Wherever you can have good internet connectivity. The downside of it is if you don't have good internet connectivity, it can lag or there can be latency issues. And so it's very truly not a product for everybody because it's a product that is looking to the future of as internet connections get better, as 5G is rolled out, as data capping is removed.
That's like the big
Yeah.
futuristic move that I've heard
Just
of.
all
like,
cloud.
Yeah, and
like
there's a lot of
years,
interest in cloud gaming because of that. I mean, if you think about it, you're in a reliable 5G network and all of a sudden you're able to play, Halo on that, like with xCloud, or you're able to play any of these kind of new games coming out. It's pretty cool, man. So, look, these are unfathomable technologies to like launch and iterate on, and so it's going to take time, and it's going to more games on it, and what are some things we do with interactivity on YouTube with Stadia, and so, but that's where we're at. But I think it's really exciting that taking a leap of faith of working with technology ahead of now, so then ahead of time we're like really in a good place here in a couple of years. You guys got to get it, man. I'll drop you off some
No,
stadiums.
That's dope. That's so dope.
I'll send you guys a care package as a follow-up.
For me,
You can give me your
like,
review.
Virtual
Yeah,
reality.
yeah.
For me, like virtual reality is like a thing that I'm like looking for. Like imagine like how crazy it'll be in like 20 years. Like virtually, like you literally.
And that, you know,
Like,
that's part of my
yeah,
job
you
as
like-
well.
you're
Kinda
busy.
serious
Yeah,
when you
I
think
do.
about gaming in
Yeah,
10 years
I run
VR.
VR at YouTube, and
Some
that's but
augmented reality and stuff
and
like that.
yeah, that's
Some
I'm
Ready
excited about that
Player
as well.
One
That'll
shit.
come back around. By the way, I think the new Half-Life in VR will be a pretty incredible moment as well too for VR. Look, but that's also a long play. Like you can't look at VR today. It's really hard to get people into headsets, commit to buying that and get it at scale. And so that's another thing that's going to take time, but it's a pretty cool experience. And anybody like that puts a headset, I've never seen somebody put a headset on and be like, yeah, that was all right. Like everybody puts a headset on, I was like, holy shit, that was crazy, right? No matter who you're showing. I put my mom and did like YouTube VR and it was like the Coliseum in Rome
Because it's just
looking
such
around.
like a foreign
Yeah,
thing.
it's
like,
so-
it's
no one's
insane.
experienced
It just takes a while to be like, you're in a headset. How long can you be in a headset? How easy is it to get to homes? How is it accessible to like countries outside of like Western markets? And so it's another one that's going to take time. But I love it. It's
Have
cool
you ever-
technology.
And have you ever
No,
done VR?
we did it at the.
What do you mean?
No, we did. 2-bit circus.
yeah.
2-bit
I wasn't
circus.
there.
Yeah. You were
I
in
wasn't.
there.
Oh,
It was
I've
with
never
kids,
had
yeah.
it. That's why I
I've
was
also
like,
done one of those
it-
like phone ones too. Like,
Yeah.
not really.
I
No.
did
Yeah,
the
that's-
phone
Nah,
one,
that's not like.
but I did it for
Yeah.
other reasons.
There's the spectrum of VR is wide. But you guys should check out. You should go to I'm sure you guys will go to Disney at some time in Anaheim. Have you yet?
Probably.
Okay, so put that on your to-do list. There's a place around right there at Disney. It's called the Void VR. You put these headsets on. You put essentially these backpacks on, and the laptop is in the backpack. It has motion trackers all through, and you basically, when you're playing, they've mapped the physical environment to the game. So I play Ghostbusters, right? And I have the gun, and you go to a wall that like looks broken, and you touch it, and you feel that it's broken because they have made a broken wall physically, but then they've mapped the game around it. And so you start to walk, and you feel a table, you feel it.
That's.
And then
that's
there was this
honestly,
point where,
like,
you're shooting Slimer, and he comes through you, and they do a splash of water and hit you with a fan,
I'd
so
get
you
scared.
actually feel it. You have to do
Bro,
it.
at
They do
that
different ones. They
point-
did like Wreck-It Ralph as another one. They did Star Wars, which was really dope.
Speaking of that, 4D. You've been to like Universal
Yes.
and like all that 4D. I can't wait till that's like a theater type, like anyone, not
Yeah.
just like Universal 4D sig. If anyone that like hasn't done it, go to Universal Studios. You'll see like it's like a Simpsons ride. I think I'm pretty sure it's just all the surroundings around you just hit you with water and like
And that's
it's cool.
That's like what this is. It's like 4D effects. And there was this time with Star Wars when I did that. You're on like the ledge and there's lava out there, and so they're blowing like a light fan and they have like a heater. Brilliant. And so you're out. You're out on the rail with like your blaster, and you're like, oh hell no. And the lava's all around you, and it's hot as hell.
What the
Yes.
fuck, bro? Start freaking out.
It's actually hot as hell.
And they put you on like it's supposed to be an elevator, but it's actually just a grate that's shaking, and you're like, oh
Good
yeah.
lord,
Go
bro.
check it out, guys. You're missing out on
Should they go?
technology.
At that point, it's like, what's the difference between real life and that?
Well, I think we're a little bit far from the Matrix concept.
But I mean,
Just
if
take the
they're-
glasses
if
Ready
they're-
off.
Player One, but
If they're replicating all the senses that you feel in real life, then it's like, what really separates that?
yeah, well, that's gonna
Oh,
be
no,
past our
not
time.
now, obviously, but like 50 years, you never know.
You need to be Joe Rogan's
Don't-
like
Those dolls,
like
that they-
assistant.
Nah, it's
This
the
is-
dolls that they make. Like the woman dolls. I was like,
Wait, what?
nah, like the robot
I gotta
that was
go.
on Twitter. No, no, you know what I'm talking. There was like that robot on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah.
They made like a robot, and
Right.
it's like a woman robot. Or
Uh-huh.
whatever. What?
You got another question on there?
I got a question from the chat. They said, ask Fwiz how he got his name.
Oh, it's a
This
shitty
is
answer.
The last
Oh,
10
is it?
minutes.
Yeah, we got
as
some
well.
more.
So basically, Xbox, when I first got Xbox, or maybe it was 360, one of them, I think it was the original Xbox, they did generated gamer tags, and I was just going through the prompts really quick, and I think it was like Fwiz Fwy. It was long. It was like 6 or 7 letters, and it really didn't really mean anything. And then I think 360, one of them, I just wanted to shorten it because I wanted 4 letters. Because like nobody really asked for it.
It must be nice to have 4 letters.
And so whatever it was, whatever stupid thing it was, I just shortened it to 4 letters. Now, but like, dude, I'm not thinking this was a big deal. Like, right? I'm just like playing with my buddies. I'm like, 16 years old. And I think I'm like, oh, it's gonna be my Twitter one day. Everybody's gonna call me that in the industry. Like,
I named
you know,
myself
so,
after
yeah.
a Wendy's drink.
Yeah, right. So it's like, yeah, exactly.
And you spelled it wrong.
I didn't plan for this. Okay, so yeah, it's not a great story.
Bro.
And people mess it up, right? It's like Fwiz, Fwiz, you know, it's like, yeah, so
Messing
that's
up names,
Fwiz,
yeah.
yeah.
I felt that.
At least, like Nate Shot stole his from somebody else, so mine's at least a better story.
The whole chat's asking one question, and it's actually getting me.
What is it?
No, I mean, do you have the chat up on your phone?
I see it.
I don't know. I don't want to ask it.
I see the question.
Hey, Chad, I don't think we can ask that one.
We won't ask you, but what's the number?
No, you guys are ridiculous.
All right. Final question. We're in our last 5 minutes. Fwiz has got to go. He's a busy man after
I know,
this.
sorry about that. I know it's a little bit shorter. We had the Game Awards tonight.
No, this is
You
an
guys
hour
gonna
is a
watch
good
it on
amount of time.
stream?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will.
Oh, we got invited.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
permission to stream this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys going to it or are you going to stream it? Looks like you're not ready to go.
We were.
Yeah,
We'll go after.
We can't. I can't come in this. Just a T-shirt.
cannot.
Is that-
Can't go like this.
Frosty can't come to the Game Awards.
T-shirt.
Honestly,
Bro, they'll arrest
if
him.
security came out and was like, do you know this man? I'd be like, I do not.
I've never met him in my
Yeah,
life.
I do not.
Who let
In fact,
that
I think you
state
should
come
arrest him.
through?
Take him away.
They get handcuffs out.
Would not.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Bro,
The
what
final question. Conclusion. Where does Ryan Fwiz Wyatt see himself in 5 years' time? You've gone through a lot. It's been a long road, but in 5 years from now, where do you still want to be at YouTube, Google? Do you want to?
Good question.
You want to be the CEO of the mob?
Buy us out?
Hey,
You can buy us.
I think 2 kids, 2 Pomeranians, and either still crushing it at Google and games or start my own company. I really want to start my own company at some point in my life.
Do you know about what?
I don't. Definitely in gaming though. Definitely in gaming.
Stay home.
That's all my. I just have to
Wait,
do it
back
for
to
my
college.
own sanity.
Wait, you hear that?
I don't know. Oh yeah, and then back to college with you. We're gonna get our degree.
$2.
Yeah, 2 Pomeranians. Got to get Riley a companion.
Right.
Yeah.
I respect
Two
it.
little Fwizzies.
That's nice.
That's the dream one.
White
day.
picket fence.
Have some kids run around with some augmented.
That's the
virtual
dream,
reality,
guys.
run around the house.
Yeah. Put them all in VR headsets.
While we're on
Keep 'em away from
video
frost.
documented proof, if like the mob, everything goes to shit, we have a job with you, right?
You don't gotta answer all that.
You know, we all dropped out of college, but
Look, you guys all need degrees.
I got.
Hey,
I got
3 out of 4.
2 years. I mean,
3 out of 4.
I absolutely will hire all of you guys. I'm not sure what I'd put you to use yet.
Janitors.
Probably on social media, but
like
we'll,
retail workers.
we'll get you jobs. We gotta get you through the Google interview first, which is what I'm most worried about. Yeah.
He's got a haircut.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do a complete makeover for you.
what's wrong with my hair?
Yeah, just there's
doesn't
ways
fly
to
in
improve
Google.
it. Yeah. There's ways to improve. Yeah, I got you guys covered. Don't worry.
All right. Well,
thank you.
we do not want to hold you up for too much longer.
I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for coming on the show. Can we get some purple hearts for Fwiz in the
Honestly,
chat?
this
The
man's a
entire
goat.
internet loves this man. Classy, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was like, this
Thank
man's a
you.
goat. Obviously, thank you to our sponsors, Elgato VBI. Thank you to Fwiz
that's
for
dope.
coming
Look
out. Hey, I love you. You know, pink suits you.
It does.
A lot of
you
people
look,
probably
you
tell
look
you
good.
A lot of
You
people
look
probably
good
tell
in
you
See how
pink.
confident I answered pink? Looks good, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
All right.
Frosty.
Thank you guys for coming
Thanks,
out. You have any
everybody.
last words?
No, I love all of you guys.
Bye, Twitch.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Twitch.
Twitch.